Hello everyone. I have with me Dr. Harsha Cabral, President's Counsel, and he's going to share with us tips to top the unofficial bar. Sir, would you like to first share with us the beginning of your professional career?
Well, my professional career goes back to the 80s. I started my first in laws in 1983. Which was as an external candidate of the University of Colombo. So prior to that, though I left school in 1979, I had to work for a while. So for about 3 years I was working in a company, and later on only I started doing law later in life, not just after leaving school. So 83 I did my first in laws, and then in 1985 I joined law college. That is where really, I think, the proper legal career started, legal studies. In 85, I did the first exam, 86, 87. And I took courts in 1988. And maybe initially, maybe when I was schooling or maybe after leaving school, I never thought that I would do law. So maybe it was quite by chance that I selected doing law, because maybe that was the only avenue that was left for me to get on to. So from 1988, I complete 25 years as a practitioner. That is continuous practice. From day one, I have gone to courts practically every day, right? Which is, I think, important if you are a practitioner. And also maybe I have been a President's Counsel for 7 years now. So I must say that completing 25 years, when I look back, I can be happy that I have been in this profession for a considerable period.
I'm sure within these 25 years of your professional career, you must have had number of experience, some of which are helpful for the young lawyers and students to learn from your experience. Would you like to share with us some of those experiences?
Yeah, mostly I must say it is hard work. There is no alternative to hard work. It's hard work and hard work again. So if you look at the earlier days of practice, maybe you don't know where you are heading, especially when you take oaths. Maybe your first few years in practice, you don't know whether you're going to be a practitioner or instructing attorney, or you'll join the judiciary, or whether you'll join the Attorney General's department, or whether you'll join the corporate sector, the private sector. You may not know. So it's quite by chance. So then I believe at early stages you must know what your strengths and weaknesses are, and then accordingly work on it. You must have, I must say, a little bit of luck also, right? I of course believe in God's grace, right? I am a firm believer of God, and with those blessings, and maybe I have my late parents who are behind me all the time, and that has helped me. Those blessings are always needed. And then again, when you look back, people who have helped you are the seniors. So this profession is based on that. We are one of the luckiest professions as a professional body, I must say, that we have a profession where the seniors help the juniors in no uncertain terms. I was very lucky, I was very fortunate, I must say, to be under Dr. H.W. Jayawardena QC initially as an apprentice and as a junior for 3 years. Unfortunately, he died in 1990. Then I was again lucky and very, very fortunate to go to a senior like Mr. K. Kanagiswaran's President's Counsel. I was under him as his lead junior for almost 10 years. Right. Then I ventured on my own from year 2000. So now almost 13 years I have had my own chamber. So I must say the seniors' assistance in this profession is very, very important for the juniors to stand on their own. In addition to people like Dr. Jayawardena and Mr. Kanagiswaran, The late Mr. L.C. Sinivaratna helped me in my initial stage of starting my practice. Then I have been fortunate to be junior to very senior lawyers like Mr. Ramesh De Silva. So you learn a lot from seniors, right? Especially the good habits of seniors, how to conduct the case, how to conduct your chamber work, how to do a proper consultation, how to do written submissions. These are not taught at law school. In the university or law college will not teach you these important features to be a proper practitioner in law. You see. So these are the things you got to, you got to adjust yourself, and that in adjusting those, seniors will help you a lot. You try to always follow the seniors. So if you are lucky, you will become, then you also become a good senior.
So now, particularly in the area of commercial law,
Yeah.
you are one of the leading counsel in Sri Lanka. Tell us the secrets and your habits that you have in practice to come to this level.
Well, again, I must say, a lot of hard work. Now, especially if I may say something for the younger generation of lawyers, since we produce about 1,000 lawyers a year, time has come for the lawyers to think, and they must really take this into seriously, that you need specialization, right? Now even in medicine, patients won't go to a general practitioner. Even for the cough or cold, they would go to a specialist.
Yes.
So once you specialize in a particular field, I'm happy to say that I do only a little area in civil law, but that is my only practice. I have so many juniors, quite a large number of juniors in my chamber, but I do company law. It's all corporate work, intellectual property law. A large amount of intellectual property law cases are handled by my chamber, and commercial arbitration, in addition international trade law. I don't do anything other than that in civil law. I don't do land cases. I don't do administrative law, fundamental rights, writs, right? So that specialization, so that the client, the litigant, gets a good deal when you go to a person who has specialized in that particular field. So, I mean, without batting an eyelid, you can refer to the sections because you have maybe extra knowledge in that particular area than a person who does everything, right? Unless you are good, maybe there are a lot of people who are very good. But I feel that specialization is the key. For me, it has been very helpful. And when it comes to other cases also, I always recommend, well, so-and-so is good in fundamental rights, so-and-so is good in writs, so-and-so is good in, say, bank recovery cases, so-and-so is good in... I don't grab all the work that comes my way. I'm in the habit of recommending such people and passing on work. But so much so that I reject a lot of work that comes my way, but I rely on a particular area of field. And I say it is very important for the younger people to consider that and to qualify themselves early in life.
Yes.
Because I did my higher studies, especially my PhD in corporate law, which I had to do in Australia, later on in life. Maybe I had to earn my own money and spend for studies, right? So I was fortunate, at that time I was under Mr. Kanagiswaran in his chamber. I did my 3-year PhD while working as a practitioner with a lot of struggle. So, I mean, a lot of people may ask, well, what will that help you? How will that help you in your practice? Well, maybe that additional knowledge may be useful for you to give a better deal to a corporate client. So expertise, specialization is somewhat key to a success. In addition to, I always told you, well, luck and a whole lot of other things and God's grace.
So you said that when you begin, you didn't pick the area of law that you will going to specialize.
No, that again I was very fortunate that while working under Mr. Kanagiswaran, Since he was handling mainly corporate work, that is company law and intellectual property law, I took an interest into that. And so much so that the senior also helped me in going into these areas. If you look at specialization from Mr. Kanagiswaran's chamber itself, right, I have got into those two areas. Chandaka Jayasundar has gone into admiralty area. So Sumandiran has gone into the public law area. So like that, Kanagiswaran has been able to produce a few juniors who have ventured into expertise of his own field, but in different ways.
And you are now doing that with your juniors. You said you have a number of juniors.
Very true. You have to help the juniors because this profession needs the assistance from the seniors. And that is something the seniors must do. And that is also a meritorious act, helping juniors. You could see them prosper. And I'm sure Mr. Kanagiswaran is the happiest man to see when I am opposed to him. The same way now I am so happy to see when my juniors are opposed to me in cases. That means we have produced some people who can quality lawyers who are good in their work, who know what they do. And in fact, right now I was going through a written submission done by that's a locus classicus. Nothing I must say this boy has done it. And it's very, you can't, if you read this, you will understand it's not an average written submission. We are very proud of the work we do. We may win the case or lose the case, but reputation is very important, right? That the reputation you build in court is very important. Judges will come and go, right? Clients will come and go, but your reputation is very, very important in courts.
Finally, especially to the law students, I think the area of commercial law, particularly arbitration, etc., is a growing area still, and there will be a good space for the young lawyers coming to this area. How do you see that?
Well, for the young lawyers, I must say, there are so many areas they can specialize. I mean, intellectual property, company law, arbitration, these are very common areas now. These are the areas where they do masters, doctorates, but they must have the proper tools for this also. Because you might see in the law school or the law college, you may not get these subjects being taught in detail. So they will have to specialize, they have to spend a lot of time doing a lot of learning. And always these juniors must keep in mind, overnight you can't become Mr. H.V. Perera or Mr. Tyagalinga, right? So you have to work hard to achieve all that, right? Especially when you start practicing, you must realize you must have the temperament to practice. It's a stairs game. It's like playing a test match, right? A 5-day test match is different to a 1-day game or a 20-over game, yes. Right? So for most of the young lawyers, I realize they don't have the temperament to go slow, right? Maybe you will have to struggle. We all struggle early in our life, early in our practice. You won't get briefs, right? Unless you're good, right? So it takes a long while. And then initially you must decide whether you are going to be a practitioner, whether you are going to be an instructing attorney, whether you are going to join the judiciary, whether you are going to join the aegis department, whether you are going to join the public sector or private sector. So those have to be carved out early in life. And say if you are going to be a practitioner, then you have to put your heart and soul and continue to be there, have the temperament, have the patience, and mainly for the young juniors I say, hard work. There is no substitute to hard work. You have to work hard to get good results. In addition, you have to be simple, humble, right? And also very truthful and honest. These are the hallmark qualities in our profession, right? You've got to be humble, and you can't judge others. You avoid getting involved in unwanted politics in Halsdorf or whatever, right? You are not made to judge others. You are not there to criticize others, seniors or judges. So you do your job properly, and then you will be satisfied. You need God's grace, you need luck, you need hard work, and also simplicity and humbleness.
Thank you very much, sir. I very much appreciate your advice and tips to the young lawyers and law students. I thank you very much.
I much appreciate. I wish you all the very best too.
Thank you.